Alright, what's going on? I figured I'd do like a daily recap. I do this anyway on my own, so I figured why not record it, whatnot. Um, just about the market and whatnot. Well, first, though, I was just looking at this Bitcoin chart. And this is looking nasty. So, yeah. Which sucks. I have a decent sized position in it long term, but whatever that is gonna get taken out, probably. But yeah. Alright, going to the spies. First glance, I mean, sloppy, all over the place. Um, I've been whipped around the last week or so. So I actually got put into cash last Thursday. I'm in all cash in my trading account. I mean, you could always get, some kind of, you know, third, maybe tightening. If we can kind of squiggle out, come back in or whatnot, but we closed below the 50 on a lot of volume, so lots of distribution here. Distribution. Wow. The Q's same story, kind of. I guess you could say just like a massive double top. I guess the most obvious double top you could see. It can always turn into, a handle, and or even another, and bam, or bam here. But to me, it probably looks lower, honestly, if I had to guess. I have a short on. I don't really trade futures much, but I do have a short on just kind of as a hedge. And if I do get stopped out, I think my stops around 60, 80, I think. I didn't put it at the peak, but if I get stopped out, that probably means there's some good stocks. So anyway, we'll move on to some stocks here. I haven't even looked at these lately. Nvidia taking, wow, more high volume on the, look at the volume decrease on the comeback, increase. So that, I mean, that's distribution. That could definitely be a top. You never know. I don't know. I'm in it with a pretty big size, so I hope not, but that's what the chart somewhat looks like. We'll see how earnings goes. That's on Wednesday. I mean, with this big drop, I could see you popping after earnings, but the market probably is depending on this to make its next move. I didn't look at Amazon. I mean, long term, you can kind of, if you're really long term, you can be looking to catch a falling knife and start adding to your position, but not the best. ServiceNow is one of my long term, not looking great. But in terms of swing trading, I'm not doing anything. I mean, I'm looking at charts always, but I'm not doing anything. This is kind of what I've been doing. I was in CART. I sold CART early this morning when it took out, I think yesterday's low or somewhere, maybe even the 8-day. And then I was in Grinder. Grinder got shook out this morning, and that's trading. So that sucks. But that was in, God, it's hard to look at. But anyway, let's see, where was I? What else? I haven't really been looking at too many of these guys. What else have I been in? Let's see. Some of these momentum stocks have been nasty. Reddit's getting worked on more volume. Let's see what else. Shaq has been disastrous. I bought a little bit against this low down here just to see if it can hold and maybe even retrace back to the 50-day. That'd be, you know, you never know. I can get a nice trade there, but it's low risk. That's my longer term account. So, because I am pretty bullish fundamentally on this. It can build a huge cup and handle here too. So, especially like looking at the weekly, that's pretty like spot on if we could start to turn back up here. But all right. What's next? I mean, healthcare looks good, unfortunately, but I mean, you gotta. There you go, right there. Talk about a break of a little bull flag here, whatever you want to call it, on above average volume. That's solid. I'm in Amgen in my long term, so that looks good. I'm thinking of just adding to the XLV for the next, year or so. You never know. Just when it's gonna go, but at some point I figure it's gotta go. So if you're looking to accumulate something long term, you can maybe start to look at healthcare. That's what I'm thinking. It's kind of building like a base up on this other base in a way. Um, what else? What else? TLTs look good. Um, Shit, if you're gonna trade anything, you might as well trade this. You could take it even over that high, which may have been today versus this. I mean, that's tight. This is tight. Want to take a swing? I mean, if you can, let's see, if we can clear this and break this downtrend, I mean, you'd think you could reach, 94. That's a nice little, what, $5, 7% trade or so. What's the risk reward? Okay, I mean, you could even play it to maybe this or to do this gap. Yeah, there you go. Could work. I'd just be cautious. Cart, nasty. Went over that, but I like this long term. I guess we can go over some stuff that looks good. Um, Long term, this looks decent. 21's moving up. Um, I'm bummed it took out this low. Hopefully, it can kind of rebuild here. I don't know, a little. The volumes come down. Maybe you could get more volume, a little more. Ah, shit. I guess earnings right here. We'll see how earnings is. I guess this has acted really strong. I got shaken out. Where did I get shaken out? Where was I buying this? Can't remember. I know I was going after this, but oh, that's why. Yeah, I bought it here. You had this inside day. It broke out above this high 80.11, and I took it. Next day, next day. No, couldn't have been. Huh. No, it couldn't have been. I wouldn't have been stopped. Yeah, it must have been somewhere else. I'll have to go back and look. This has been killer. I was looking at this up here to tighten up. Volume was coming way down. This looks pretty good. Long term, 5 year. Look at the weekly. You had a nice pivot here. I mean, a little shakeout there, but a nice cheat form here. Hardaway crossover bank. But this could be another cup and handle. You see some accumulation on the weekly and lower volume on the weekly actually on these down weeks. So yeah. Wow, look at that. I don't know what. Oh, earnings. Wow. I was just looking at these stocks look good long term. These education, I don't know. Wait, education, yeah, I don't know what they do, but this education stocks, that one, let's see, what is that other one? This one I traded actually. Where's I trading it? I was trading it down here. I must have bought it coming out here on this inside day. Come out here, stop at the low of the base. I missed this gap. I sold it too early, but I did have a gain in it. It's a nice gain in it, so that's good. Um, yeah, these like learning these whatever these stocks are, they're working. Um, Silver isn't the worst looking chart. I mean, today didn't have the best day, but it had some closed well. But I mean, at first I was thinking like you'd get a kind of head and shoulders, but it's breaking this. Hopefully, well, it's kind of right there. But I'm not against buying some here. It's tight. Volume's coming down. On the down days, notice I keep talking about volume. Volume's important. Let's see. One I like a little bit longer term. I know it's filling this gap, but bros. I mean, if this isn't a giant cup looking to form a handle, I don't know what is. So I like this. Had some solid earnings. I was in it. I sold half my position. I'm starting to buy back. I bought a little bit more today. Um, as it kind of came up, I didn't pick it off the low, unfortunately, but I'm sure. I mean, it could go farther down. I'd keep adding to it. I'm kind of going in. It's small. It's pretty volatile, as you can see. It went from 36 to 7. I mean, it doubled basically in a few months. So yeah, and then had a 30% move on earnings. So that is. I mean, some of these things move like crazy like this before their big runs. If you look at them throughout history. So I mean, this could Robinhood looks similar to this. A big cup forming maybe a handle. Um, what else was I looking at? One that's been acting really good, just random, is eBay. So I want to check that out. Look at, I mean, it's really working to close higher. A lot of days. A lot of days. It didn't close below the 8 day one time in a couple weeks since January 27th. So that's strong. It's eating up this overhead, obviously. You have overhead supply to what, 71.52. And I was in this, sold it for a gain. But man, it's pretty crazy. I bought it on this day right here. You had the inside day here. I liked that it was holding all the moving averages. 50 days started to turn up. I mean, this was on some good news about a Facebook thing. So, but I reduced all my risk last week, as I said. So that took a little back seat, but it looks good longer term. Another nice, you know, cheat area. Um, kind of lower handle on this cup. But let's see what else. This looks okay. I was looking at buying this, even though I'm not really trading much. I figured it's tight. I You could have bought it today, I guess, over this. I guess if you bought it here, you put your 6.5% stop on. I mean, this thing could double. Look, 20. You go to so I mean you could do a really small position. I mean the pivot, I guess you'd call it. Let's see. I mean, where's you put it about. I don't buy above the breakout. I buy where the majority of uh, price action is. So here you get one big contraction, two contraction, and then you try to go. So I mean I would buy this if I was going to buy anything. Volume coming way down as we get tighter. Um, it trades 20,000 shares, so be careful. So, but I mean, that's why you can trade it small, and you never know. Um, this looks pretty good. I mean, obviously, BJ's has come down with the rest of the market, but I mean, it bounced right off. I mean, I was looking at what would I call the majority of price action, and it would be probably about here. So it pretty much hit that, bounced right off of it. Had, I guess, I mean, pretty much an inside day, even though it's a big day. But I mean, this thing might, could be a leader. You could watch it. And one thing